So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and I'm pretty much done with my Saga Age of Magic army. This is been a project I've done a couple of videos on, showing my first battle with them. When I heard about the Saga supplement for fantasy, I instantly thought of doing this army. I don't know why. Maybe watching too many old films of Jason the Argonauts and other sort of fantasy games, and also coming from coming from a sort of historic wargaming background. My natural instinct is always to go historical and then work the other way around, and so that was what I did, and I'm really pleased with the effects. I think the figures look great. Even as a modest painter that I am, they've come up reasonably well, and I'm really pleased with them. So all's good. So a couple of things I need to finish off. I said in one of the earlier videos, I wasn't terribly happy with the archers I had, and I found some more. I can't for the life remember where they're from. I bought them from another company, but they're really nice. I'm really quite pleased with them, and just not quite enough different poses, I guess, but they've all got their willies out, which is kind of, interesting for the boys. So there's 10 more of them, and actually I might well end up using them anyway, because I found in the first battle, because quite rightly I wasn't allowed to use my peltas as javelinmen, which would always be my first ambition. I only had one missile unit, and the trouble is the Great Kingdoms list or battle board is actually has got at least 2 attributes that are for shooting. It's set up for those sort of medieval crossbow and longbow armies, and so they've got these 2 shooting board actions, and of course I couldn't use, well, one of them I could have used but was never really a need to, and the other one I just couldn't use. And so I'm sort of toying now with the idea of going with 2 levy bow units and reducing them down in number to get the hero, and therefore I keep all my Hearthguard. Not that they played a part in the last game, but anyway, I'm toying around it. Detail doesn't matter, but actually I'm just justifying the fact I've got a whole load more archers. So there's another 10 of those fellas. Also at the front here, you may have noticed my Pegasus. Showed him before, and I was struggling to find a rider for him, and I can't find anybody who's sort of really Greek that I liked. Most of them are sort of old school foundry general figures, and while I like the foundry infantry, I'm never particularly enamoured by their cavalry. They're not very animated, and I wanted somebody quite animated to sit on the Pegasus to be a hero. So I carried on rooting through my old collection, and I found I think he's I have no idea what manufacturer he is. I think he might be Footsore, am I right? I don't know, somebody would probably know. But he's Romano-British type figure, or sort of that sort of period, and not exactly right for my mythical Greek army, but it was a nice figure. He's doing the right kind of pose. He's got thrusting overhand with a spear, and I thought he'd be nice on my Pegasus, and I managed to get him to sit on there. It was a bit tricky because if you notice, the Pegasus is sitting quite far back because he's riding up. So it meant, and actually the wings take up a lot of space where the figure's legs should be. So rather, I didn't want to carve holes in the wings or anything like that, because that would look stupid, but B, I didn't want to damage this Atlantis model. So I've sort of put him on there. He's a little bit far on the haunches, and if you rode a horse there, that wouldn't, A, it wouldn't be very comfortable, and B, the horse would probably object, but whatever, it's a Pegasus and it's fantasy, and now I've got a mounted general, so he'll probably take the place of my paladin, I think, because I think having him mounted on a Pegasus will be very, very useful in the army. So he's done. And the other thing you've probably noticed, the elephant in the room, so to speak, is my sacred ground. So one of the things that's different in Saga Age of Magic one of the many things that's different is the fact that every army has some kind of sacred ground feature or some sort of a focal point for the army that they place on the battlefield at the beginning of the game. Now they count as small, so 20 by 20 maximum. Each one gives some kind of bonus. So for my army, the Great Kingdoms, it's a sacred ground memorial, and the sacred ground is a place of remembrance or worship in the Great Kingdom, raised in memory of heroes of old. It can take the form of a statue commemorating great deeds, a cavalry, or a small patch of blessed earth. The rule of this is you have a unit of 8 figures or more within VS of the memorial, and no enemy units are within S of it. You get to re-roll one of your Saga dice during orders. Now in the last game I completely forgot about it. There were a couple of occasions where I could have done that, but completely forgot. But I'm hoping, but now I've actually got my own sacred ground that will help the dicing of the army and also help me to remember. So I went for, obviously, the Greek theme continued. Now, anyone guess where I got this from? It's a fish tank ornament. So if anybody's looking for things to form the basis of terrain pieces, but also centerpieces for things like your sacred ground in Saga, check out eBay and check out ornamental fish tank ornaments. I found this. It cost me like £8. £8. If I wanted to just buy a pillar on modelling shops, they'd cost me £8. So this is a complete thing, and you can see it came with reasonable decorations. It was actually slightly painted, and it's supposed to be a ruin, so it wasn't perfect. There's a gap at the back, which is obviously, I guess, where the fishes hide, but all I've done is dry brushed it. Whoops, lost an archer. Done some sort of basically dry brushed it, put a bit of wash on it, and then varnished it, and then stuck it to a 20 by 20 hardboard board, and then obviously put some terrain on and flock on and some leech, whatever this stuff is, just to sort of make it look good. And I think the effect is really, really good. I really pleased with it. So yeah, check out your tropical fish supply places, because I say £8 for this, and it's pretty sturdy actually. In fact, it's very sturdy. You could give someone a real mischief. Now, how am I going to transport this? I don't know, but whatever. It's ready to rock and roll, and that's going to be my sacred ground memorial in my next battle, whenever that may be. Next week, I think I'm playing sharp practice, and then I think I've got to get some bolt action in because I'm in a competition, so I better remember how to play that game before I carry on with Saga. But anyway, Saga done. Just need the transfers on the Peltas. Sacred ground is done. Check out eBay and check out the fish ornament section. Fish tank ornaments they're called generally, and there are masses of them. I'm tinkering with using a whole load of barbarian figures to build a horde army, and I've already found the ornament I'm going to use for my sacred ground in that one. And there's some fabulous stuff you can pick up, so check it out. Anyway, there you go, quick update. Pegasus heroes done, extra archers done, and the sacred ground done. I think that is my mythical Greek army finished, done and dusted. Just need to get some playing time with it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you get a chance. Also, share it with friends, share it with family, share it with your pets. I don't mind. I don't know what I'm going with this. Anyway, hope you have great games. Enjoy your games, whatever you're playing. May your dice roll high if they need to, or low if they don't. And we'll see you again soon. This is Gamer Dom, signing out.